All right, Lee. Who are we gonna call?
Go on. Um, yeah, that. So
Hmm?
this is Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah, Ghost.
Um,
You were gonna call Ghostbusters.
yeah, yeah. That was going to be witty, but I dropped out after Fortnite, and then it's like you said something. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, yeah,
Yep.
Ghostbusters. Um, this is kind of a remaster of the 2011 game. Um,
Okay.
now, I, I have people would probably call it guilty pleasure, but I have always, ever since I was a kid, I've always liked
The
tie-in
Ghostbusters.
games, movie
Okay.
license games. I've always liked movie license, comic book license games.
Okay.
As much as I'm kind of a bit Rain Man with video games, it's not really my. I'm more into movies and stuff like that. Than although I love video games, and um, so that was always my kind of my big real draw into video games, that I could actually play kind of my movies that I liked and the cartoons that I liked
All those awesome
on
licensed games.
on. This is the thing. You have to be very careful with licensed games. You could be a
Oh.
cash in that has to time with the time that the movie comes out, which after the round about halfway through PS2 became untenable because the development time of a game compared to the amount of time you have to see what works within the movie, it got
Hmm.
shorter and shorter and shorter. So you're trying
Yeah.
to do kind of a movie game within 8 months when you
Yeah.
should have 3 years to make a game.
Yeah. That's why
So,
you're
but I think
seeing. That's why you're seeing more mobile licensed games because they
because
can
you can
be.
rush them.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
push them out faster.
I've always insisted the best way to do the movie license game and make really good games is to use a pre-existing series. Like, for instance, when Rockstar did The Warriors,
Hmm.
or Sierra did Scarface. And for instance, because you're not tied to anything, you could just do it at your own pace, and your own leisure, or Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
So this is the Ghostbusters is essentially kind of the third movie. It's written by, Harold Ramis, rest in peace, and
Hmm.
Dan Aykroyd. It's a third-person action game. With kind of you're busting ghosts. It's the Ghostbusters game you wanted in 2011.
Hmm.
Now it's a little bit stiffer. Um,
Yeah.
they haven't really updated the controls of. Did you ever play the 2011 game?
I never did.
I did.
Oh,
We played it quite a bit. I believe on the
it was
Xbox.
good then. It was good then. Now it seems a little bit stiffer. It's a little bit more kind of that over-the-shoulder third-person catching ghost thing is a little stiff in 2019. What they have done is they've upgraded the graphics quite a lot. The in-game graphics, when you see the cutscenes, it looks very much like something from fucking 2011. It's not great,
Yeah.
but it's fun to go. If you want a Ghostbusters experience, it's really good. The story is solid. It's definitely kind of, you could see this as being the third movie and not be disappointed by it. The whole cast is back. Bill Murray's in there, Dan Aykroyd's in there, Eddie Hudson, all that
Is
sort
it
of
their
thing.
voices? Their real voices?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
it's all them. I don't know if it's motion captured by them, but yeah, it was all their voices. It's a script by Dan Aykroyd. So as a story thing, it works really well.
Hmm.
As I say, it's going to be one of those things that it might feel a little bit janky now, but it's
Yeah.
how much you want to be invested in that thing and being in the library from the first movie again, or being in the fire station again. It's how much that carries it.
Okay.
That will kind of the goodwill of being in the third movie, playing
Yeah.
the third movie.
Is it So is it like mission based or is it like an open world kind of thing? Are you like
No,
driving around the city?
It's mission
Okay.
based. No, it's mission based. You don't get to drive around.
Okay.
There's a part where you do see the thing, but there's lots of different things. You can do different angles. You're kind of outside, inside buildings. There's a bit where you fight Stay Puft Man, Marshmallow Man again,
Of
climbing up the
course.
side of a building. So it's
Yeah.
like turns into a kind of a like first person type thing.
Okay.
There are some things that are removed from the 2011 game because there was a decent kind of Ghostbuster multiplayer. You had co-op multiplayer where you kind
Yeah,
of ran your own
I was asking
business.
about that because I had heard
Yeah.
that they had released it without that part of it intact.
Yeah, it don't look like it's going back in either. I don't see any position for them to put that back in. But that was
Mhm.
quite cool, kind of racking up your your bank account and stuff like that. That was really cool. But if you can get past that thing, if you're one of those things, if it's one of those things where you want to give it the goodwill of something that's from 2011, it still stands up, I think, as kind of one of the better tie-ins to a thing that doesn't feel. It is obviously it's a cash-in because you're trading on the name,
right?
But it feels like they wanted to make a game. They presented this game. We want to do this.
I mean, if they went and they got the cast, they got the writers and stuff like that. They obviously gave a shit. It wasn't just like a throwaway Ghostbusters game. You know, they don't. The problem with a lot of the movie tie-in games is that like the talent that creates the movie has no connection to the people that make the game. So, the quality in writing and performance and stuff like that is just such a big difference. And like you said, the farther we got along with the development time of games versus movies, the more rushed they became. So there was even less of the like collaboration and stuff like that. That's why it's like, I think if any of these big games ever, it's also kind of the reverse problem with the trying to turn games into movies, where the people who made the game don't have any connection to the movies. So, the themes and the quality of the writing and the game or whatever just doesn't come through in the movie or something like that.
Yeah, definitely. But,
I've heard a lot of people are very nostalgic about Ghostbusters. This particular, there's actually been even like the really old Ghostbusters game is like on NES or something like that. People, are nostalgic for that too. So, in terms of properties that have turned into kind of okay video games, Ghostbusters seems to be one of the good ones.
Yeah, even when they didn't work back in the NES days, they were a little bit different from the other games that were kind of movie types. They weren't quite platform games.
Yeah.
So there's always been something you can do with that. But it's definitely one of the better movie type games. I'd say it does honour the thing, much like Scarface did, or what was the one I just said? The Warriors, where everybody's still connected to the original movie.
Yeah, and a few years ago, that Platinum Transformer game, people like that.
Yeah, really great. A little bit short, but
but that's another example of they told their own story. They didn't try to tie it in with a movie story.
Yeah, we'll get the people that did the cartoons from the 80s.
Yeah,
and literally draw them all back in.
Those other Transformers games people like too, like War for Cybertron and stuff.
Yeah, I love
Excellent
that series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were a lot of fun for being able to dive back into Transformers and enjoy something.
Yeah.
It's a shame they're all lost to time now, because obviously they got lost when Activision because Activision did all those. They gave up all the licenses, so they're kind of in limbo now. But hopefully, if we do 100% compatibility next generation, like we say we're going to, you can go back into those games and appreciate them.
Yeah.
Because you won't be tied to that. But we'll see how it goes.
So that was Ghostbusters. What is the title on that? Is it just Ghostbusters the video game?
Yeah, Ghostbusters the video game. Yeah.
Okay. So still pretty good, and just missing that multiplayer aspect.
Yeah. And it's $19.99. It's so cheap, it's ridiculous.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Thank you for joining us on this very special episode of Voxel Viewpoint. If you'd like to hear or see more, please consider subscribing to us on your favorite podcast app, subscribing to us on YouTube, or visiting voxelvoice.com, where all of our great content comes together in one place. Also check out the Voxel Voice Facebook group, where you can join in on the discussion with a great, like-minded community.